Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Election day has come and gone. We know the outcome, and that means that in just a little over 2 months, the SEC's war on crypto is effectively over. And yes, in the meantime, since the same buffoons and terrible people are still in charge, they can try and cause as much pain as possible. Perhaps they indeed will, but it's effectively over. Like, it's done. Now, you might be wondering, does the incoming administration, does Donald Trump, is he know about XRP specifically? And does he know about Ripple? The answer is yes to both, and I actually have evidence for both of those. And so if you're wondering, are we actually going to be protected under the incoming administration? The answer is, I believe firmly, yes. Absolutely, I'm as close to 100% confident in that as possible. And yeah, you could also say, well, XRP's got legal clarity anyway, so we're fine regardless. And I'm like, well, yes, of course it does. Of course, I'm going to agree with that. That's factually correct. But it doesn't mean that the SEC, had we had a different outcome, couldn't cause max pain. Now, of course, max pain isn't the same as what it would have been if they got the rule and they wondered on the legal status of XRP. But they're still doing. Like, do you guys realize this? The SEC is still actively doing things that's harming XRP and the XRP ecosystem. So yes, again, absolutely, it's got legal clarity, but it is doing things. So things must change, or else that persists. Now they're going to, though. So let's get into it. But I'll share with you a few things. So there's this article from a Fox business journalist, Eleanor Terrett, and this one's titled. She wrote this: SEC Commissioner backs Trump's plan to end crypto crackdown. So I'm going to share with you this, as well as two instances of proof that absolutely Trump knows specifically. He is versed on exactly what has been happening with XRP and Ripple specifically. But before going further, I do want to be clear: I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Oh, by the way, I also meant to mention this at the outset. We do have a couple of ideas of who might replace Kim Jong-un. So that's right, a couple ideas of who the new SEC chair may be. But first, like I said, even though XRP is legal clarity, I just want to make sure that you haven't forgotten the SEC is still doing stuff to harm the XRP ecosystem. Do you remember this headline from October 11th this year? It's from Cointelegraph. Bitnomial sues SEC over claim that XRP is a security. Crypto exchange Bitnomial sued the SEC and its 5 commissioners, accusing the agency of overextending its jurisdiction over digital assets by claiming that XRP is a security. Bitnomial claimed in an October 10th suit filed in an Illinois federal court that XRP is already regulated as a commodity, and the SEC asserts jurisdiction over a product that is already regulated by and subject to the exclusive jurisdiction of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. The exchange added, in doing so, the SEC inappropriately duplicates and compounds the regulatory burden on Bitnomial. In August, Bitnomial, which the CFTC approved in 2020 to trade crypto futures, filed a self-certification with the CFTC to list XRP futures contracts on its exchange. So think about this. The SEC well knows XRP has legal clarity. The SEC itself has chosen to not even attempt to appeal that decision. They're appealing the Ripple lawsuit, but nothing to do with XRP specifically. Despite that, look at what they're doing here. These little asshat pricks, these are terrible creatures from the depths below, winged creatures, spawns of Satan. That's what these little asshats are. They're doing this to harm the XRP ecosystem, and in the process, they're harming Bitnomial, this exchange. What, we shouldn't have XRP futures contracts? Are you freaking kidding me? It's completely absurd. So they're still attacking us. That's harmful to the XRP ecosystem, which means it's harmful to you and I. Then there was also this: SEC files appeal in Ripple case, putting XRP ETF on hold. So this is what I wonder. I don't think that the SEC is going to have a leg to stand on if they decide to not appeal. There's now 3 XRP ETFs that have been filed for, but they could. And it's way less likely they'll do that or get away with it if they do that because of the change in administration. But that's why I'm highlighting this. What I'm saying is the SEC absolutely is still doing things and seeks to do things to harm specifically the XRP ecosystem because they're terrible. And then there was this headline: XRP falls after SEC appeals 2023 ruling that said the token was not a security. Now, the good news is, and I still firmly believe this, you know, the SEC, whatever they do, it's not going to prevent XRP from going on a bull run this market cycle, but it is true that they did harm. The price of XRP went down by a couple cents, dropped pretty quickly for about 90 minutes, and then it stopped. It was only a 90-minute drop, whereas when the initial lawsuit was filed in 2020, it was a week straight of just very, very, very quick drops, erasing billions and billions and billions of dollars in terms of market cap, harming real people tremendously. In this case, with the appeal, not much harm, but I have 0% tolerance for any harm of the XRP ecosystem. So yeah, I don't believe for a second it's going to harm us in terms of whether or not it goes on a bull run, but I'm still pissed off that they did it. Kind of grinds my gears a little bit here. So it's important that this change, and it's important that the incoming administration appreciates all of this and takes steps to prevent all of this. I think the answer very clearly will be yes. They're going to stop all of this. And so I highlighted this yesterday, but it's worth repeating because, again, just to be clear, there's been direct communication between Ripple, in fact, and the now incoming Trump administration. There's this post from Stuart Alderati, chief legal officer at Ripple. He said, "Thank you to both campaigns for a hard-fought race and for invigorating the democratic process. Congratulations to Donald Trump. You took the time to listen to Ripple's story when we met in San Francisco this summer, and you prioritized crypto as a key policy issue. Now, let's move swiftly to end the regulation by enforcement approach we've endured in recent years and position the U.S. as the crypto capital of the world." So that's good right there. There's obviously a genuine and positive interaction there, which we didn't find out about until the other day. I thought that was cool as hell. Now, that's not the only reason that President-elect Trump is knows exactly what's going on here. Look at this headline. This is from today. Ben Armstrong, a.k.a. BitBoy, explains XRP to Trump's son, Don Jr. And so, I don't think a lot of people realize this. Some of you listening certainly will. BitBoy, Ben Armstrong, he did interview Don Jr., so that's Donald Trump's son, but this was actually back in May of last year. I probably covered it on my channel at the time. I very clearly remember that this happened. I thought it was cool as hell. And they talked specifically about XRP, and he was pushing crypto in general. And Don Jr., of course, pretty strong influence on his father, unquestionably. He certainly looks to his trusted son as an advisor. This stuff unquestionably got back. Of course it would be. It would be about the whole crypto conversation. So this happened, and then a year later met with Ripple. So yeah, unquestionably he knows exactly what's going on with Ripple and XRP. Again, if I'm wrong, then I will eat it and I will admit it, but I firmly believe what is most probable is that we are going to have a strong advocate for crypto in the incoming president, including specifically what happens with Ripple and with XRP. But let me give you a little bit of this article. Ben Armstrong, a.k.a. BitBoy, an influential voice in the XRP community, brought awareness of XRP to the incoming Donald Trump administration by explaining it to Trump's son, Don Jr. Armstrong made a notable appearance on the Triggered with Don Jr. show, where he and Donald Trump Jr. discussed various issues affecting Americans, including cryptocurrencies. During the conversation, BitBoy took the opportunity to promote XRP to Don Jr. It's worth noting that the Trump political camp is already familiar with the cryptocurrency market, including Bitcoin, and is advocating for regulations that could support the industry's growth. Meanwhile, Armstrong explained to Don Jr. that specific cryptocurrencies like XRP are working to improve the current banking system. He pointed out how XRP aims to simplify international money transfers, allowing the instant and efficient settlement of cross-border payments. BitBoy further emphasized the unique position of XRP alongside Bitcoin, explaining that the market considers both networks of value. He compared them to the SWIFT system, which currently handles international bank transfers. So, happy to have seen that message delivered to somebody who is genuinely pro-crypto. And we actually got a little bit of additional insight here. So Crypto Insight UK shared a post where highlighting, whoa, this is pretty cool. He didn't realize that this interview had happened about a year and a half ago. And it is pretty cool that this happened. I mean, somebody that's pro-XRP sitting with, the president's son talking about XRP. Like, I don't hate that. But BitBoy expanded upon something that was discussed off camera. And so here BitBoy wrote, and this is literally just yesterday, Ben Armstrong wrote the following. It was awesome to explain XRP and represent the XRP army to Donald Trump Jr. Off camera, I also discussed that I believe that the singular act of going Bitcoin would win the election for his dad. I showed this idea to him because I know this could change things for the country. Well, I'm glad that he shared that perspective, and I don't know that I don't think it's the one issue that did it. I think there's a whole bunch of things that came together to make this happen. But crypto is a big one. You know, it's about 50 million Americans of the best. That's the best estimate I've seen that hold cryptocurrency. A lot of them obviously hold XRP. So yeah, it's a major factor. There are pro-crypto voters, but there is no anti-crypto voter constituency, which is why it's just the dumbest thing. It's like the stupidest thing to alienate voters and with no hope of getting new voters by doing it. It's the stupidest thing that the Democrats did. It's the dumbest thing. Are they going to learn their lesson? I mean, we'll see. I certainly hope so, because I don't want crypto to be partisan. There's nothing about the nature of it that should make it partisan. Like, definitely not. Then there's also this. So, like, who's going to take over, though? Because this matters to us a lot, especially as XRP holders. We want this war on us to end, right? Well, here's a post from Watcher Guru, just in. President-elect Donald Trump is considering Wall Street lawyer Richard Farley to replace SEC Chair Gary Gensler, NYP reports. And so that itself was reposted by Fox Business journalist Eleanor Terrett, and she wrote the following. I met Richard Farley when Charles Gasparino and I sat at his table during Donald Trump's speech at Econ Club NY in September. Unclear what his views on crypto are, but I will find out. Okay, so I did a minimal amount of searching before, and nothing quickly popped up, so I thought, okay, let's let this news cycle go around one more day and see if we can get more out of this. There wasn't anything immediately available, but there is this separate post, and this is in line with what I'd expect anyway. It's like 20 minutes or so later, Eleanor Terrett posted the following. New. I asked a person close to the Trump transition team about some of the names being floated for SEC chair and whether views on crypto would factor into the decision. The response, and this is a quote from the transition team, the Trump transition team, quote, I promise you it will be someone pro-crypto, end quote. Golf clap for that transition team. And I do believe it. I believe that's most probable. It's very clear that this is a platform for the Republican Party at this point, just being pro-crypto. If you're Trump, you're not gonna get away with saying all the things and putting all the very clear support and all the conversations and going to the Bitcoin conference. You can't do all of that and then not follow through and then expect that you're not going to get some heat. I think that he will. I think he gets it now. I think he's done a genuine 180. And if he doesn't, then I'll be screaming from the rooftops that he's screwing everything up for us. But I have a very high level of confidence. Then there's this SEC commissioner backs Trump's plan to end crypto crackdown. This is from Eleanor Terrett. Republican SEC Commissioner Mark Uyeda wants to help President-elect Donald Trump fulfill his promise of ending the Biden administration's so-called war on crypto, Fox Business has learned. Uyeda, who has served on the commission since 2022 and would likely become acting chair when Trump takes the reins in January, tells Fox Business that one path forward for the agency under Trump would be to pause new enforcement actions against firms that have failed to register until there are some clear rules of the road in place. The commissioner's war on crypto must end, including crypto enforcement actions solely based on a failure to register with no allegation of fraud or harm, he said. President Trump and the American electorate have sent a clear message. Starting in 2025, the SEC's role is to carry out that mandate. And that's a direct quote. Spot on. That is exactly what you'd want to say. So I'm optimistic. Our message is heard. As it pertains to Ripple and specifically XRP, it's heard. The attacks against us, they're going to fully stop. Yes, XRP still has legal clarity. Either way, legal clarity, but I don't like the rest of the attacks. I want to see XRP ETFs, multiple ETFs get approved, and it's way more likely now, let's be real, because of this transition. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.